Today I'm going to show you on the Snubs Report how to pack for 2 weeks going to an international trip like I went to Japan and it was amazing. And we're going to leave half of the space in our luggage for souvenirs. It's entirely possible and this is how you do it. Hey everyone, welcome back to the Snubs Report. My name is Shannon Morse and I know that it's been a while. I ended up taking this amazingly incredible, memorable trip to Japan. I went to Tokyo and I went to Kyoto as well as a couple of other places while I was in Japan, and it was just amazing. I've been sharing pictures over on Instagram. You can follow me over there at instagram.com/snubs. But for today, for this Snubs Report, I wanted to talk all about how I actually packed my entire life into 2 weeks worth of a carry-on, backpack, and a carry-on suitcase. Now, this isn't necessarily a step-by-step guide, but it's more so a thing that works for me specifically. So this is how I was able to pack a bunch of stuff, and most of it was for the entire 2 weeks that I was there without having to check any luggage. I did bring a suitcase. I probably could have gotten away with just like a big gym bag and a backpack, but I wanted specifically to save a ton of room for souvenirs because I knew that I was going to buy pretty much the entirety of Tokyo while I was there. And I'm not gonna lie, I definitely met one of my friends in Tokyo and he brought an extra suitcase and I packed half of his suitcase too with souvenirs. So I really like Japanese stuff, I guess you could say. I also really like sake. So without further ado, this is how I packed my suitcase and my backpack for the 2 weeks that I was in Japan and how I was able to do it, still saving tons of room for souvenirs. So the first thing I want to mention is the 2 types of bags that I'm taking on my carry-on. I first used the Delsey Luggage Helium Cruise Carry-On, and the second one is this big backpack. It's called a Swiss Gear Travel Gear Scan Smart Backpack 1900. So it's really good for laptops and other devices like that. So if I lay out everything that I'm taking with me to Japan on the floor, this is all I'm taking for the entire 2 weeks. So of course I have a few essentials like, clothes, tennis shoes, and bathroom essentials, but I also have some fun stuff like I brought a selfie stick, I have my super comfortable pillow for the plane, as well as a few other little things like a Japanese language book and my camera. So obviously the thing that took up the most room in my luggage was my clothes. So I ended up purchasing a couple of these different bags. They're called packing cubes, and the ones that I got are from a brand called Shake Pack or Shack Pack, and these are travel organizers. Highly suggest getting some travel organizers if you've never used them before because they save so much room whenever you're packing a bunch of clothes. So I ended up putting all my smaller essentials like undergarments, swimwear, and socks in the smaller one, and then the larger one has my larger items like t-shirts, dresses, shorts, and then PJs, and that was about it. The other things included in this whole image are my tennis shoes, of course. I also brought boots that I wore on the plane, but I didn't end up wearing those very often because they weren't as comfortable as I was hoping they would be. I can walk a convention, but not a city very well in my boots. I brought my Hack 5 Field Kit folder, which is full of my electronic cables and batteries and things of that nature, a selfie stick, and then all my bathroom essentials. Now, most of my bathroom essentials ended up going into this bag that says nice on the front of it. So that's just some random bag that I got at a random store. ZQuil is packed separately because that's for the plane, as well as all my smaller essentials such as a battery, my makeup kit, and some earplugs and an eye cover. I also bring my spare glasses just in case I get a scratch on a contact or something like that, and a pair of sunglasses because you really can't go traveling without sunglasses. I found that the Bose Quiet Comfort 20 headphones or earphones were really, really nice on the plane, and they lasted without a charge for the plane ride there and the plane ride back. So I was very satisfied with those and happy that I purchased them before this flight. I also brought my GoPro, a bunch of camera equipment, and then last off, I have my smaller necessities such as a Kindle, my passport, and then some extra things like a notepad and my Japanese language book. I intentionally wanted to bring larger packs that I could bring as a carry-on, but were a little bit too big for what I needed because I planned on bringing back a bunch of souvenirs. Of course, the cat is not included, but if you do feel like traveling with your animals, just make sure they can breathe. I didn't bring Starbuck with me, even though she really, really wanted to go apparently. So the 2 flaps on the opening of the suitcase are going to be used for all of my smaller essentials, like my hairbrush and my hair straightener and my laundry kit, which is actually a laundry line that you can hang up in your bathroom in the hotel room, which was really cool. Longer items like the hair curler and the selfie stick, those didn't fit in the two flaps, so I ended up using the room in between the bars on the back of the suitcase to fit those in. So in the larger compartment on the suitcase, I ended up putting my makeup bag on one side and then that larger silver bag which covers all of my bathroom essentials and my smaller clothing essentials all packed into one end of the suitcase. And right on top of there, I put all of the larger clothing items. Can't forget my glasses or my ZzzQuil. And last but not least, my tennis shoes go at the top of the suitcase. Luckily, I saved about half of the room in my suitcase for any kind of additional souvenirs. I didn't even use the compartments that are accessible on the outside of the suitcase. I just use everything on the inside. So when I close it, I still have 2 more compartments on the outside that I can fill with souvenirs. So now we move on to my Swiss Gear backpack. So again, this is kind of a large backpack. It does fit under a seat on a long international flight. So I brought a little bit of photography equipment, but not much. I brought this thing called the Sony a7R II. It's a really nice camera. It's a lot smaller than some of the DSLRs that used to be on the market, and it doesn't take up a lot of room. So I was able to fit it inside of this messenger bag that I used as my day-to-day carry bag. So this is called the Tenba Messenger DNA 8, and I was able to fit not only the camera, but a fixed lens, as well as a zoom lens, and last but not least, my GoPro. And you don't see it, but this Tenba messenger bag also carries a bunch of camera accessories. So that includes extra batteries for the Sony a7R II, as well as sensor cleaners, lens cleaners, and more cleaners. Again, cats don't have to go with you, but if they do, awesome. I left my cat at home, even though she really wanted to go. So the first thing I include is my passport, my Japanese language book, a notepad, and my Kindle in the very front pocket. This makes it easily accessible for me, and of course I am traveling to a place that was pretty safe. On the inside flap of the backpack, I also included a bunch of things that I was going to use on the airplane and I knew I would. So this includes my earbuds, it also includes my headphones, and my little sleeping gear. This weird blue thing is called the Loop Travel Adapter, so it has all the different plugs that you can use worldwide, and it also has a battery included. And then we have my field kit. So inside of here I have a whole bunch of different accessories for all my electronics. I have a Belkin power adapter, my Anker USB adapter, which includes 5 ports for USB items, and then I brought my GoPro charger for batteries, my Hutu wireless access point and battery. I have a lot of batteries. My Sony charger, and then all my extra cables. It was really nice to have this on me because it kept everything so organized. So it was easy for me to find everything as opposed to having everything fall to the bottom of my backpack and get all jumbled and create a huge mess. And of course on the inside of the backpack I have a Cosmopolitan magazine because, you know, I'm a lady. I like to read Cosmo. And I also brought a printout of my itineraries and a copy of my passport in case anything happened to the original. And although cats really want to go, I highly suggest not bringing animals. That bag was full of little challenge coins that I gave out at a Hack 5 meetup while I was in Tokyo. Hack across the planet! And then my sunglasses. And last but not least, my camera bag. So this fits in the bottom of my backpack pretty much perfectly, and I still have plenty of room for all of my snacks. Of course, it'll be snacks going there and then souvenirs going back. Yes, that is popcorn, and yes, that is circus peanuts, and they are marshmallow peanuts, and they are amazing. Don't judge me. I know that I mentioned a bunch of different brand names and stuff in there, so I'm gonna link you to all the different places that I purchased these things at. Most of it is on Amazon, if not everything is on Amazon.com. I do use an Amazon Associates link, so if you guys feel like bookmarking that, it does help me out a little bit with supporting things like buying new lights and adding things to my bookcase back here. So I really appreciate everybody that uses that Amazon Associates link. And again, make sure to subscribe over here, and I will be sharing a whole bunch of video from Japan as well, not just my suitcase and my cat, even though I really like my cat. If you're seeing this video on Facebook or somewhere else, you can find all of my videos over at youtube.com/snubsyboo. That is my username and my channel on YouTube. And you can always follow me over on Twitter. I'm @snubs. Again, really appreciate everybody who has checked out my snubs reports so far, and I will be making more because this is a great way for me to practice editing and practice, photography and my video skills and really ramp them up. So thank you for watching and supporting the show. And with that, I'm gonna go ahead and head out, but I hope you enjoyed this episode and I will see you next time. Again, my name is Shannon and this was the Snubs Report. Bye!